quaffed is. I don't know what it is. What is quaff? What is quaff?
What were we talking about?
I don't remember.
Relax.
Pour it out now, let it hit the ground. Taste that amber glory. So savor life's own story. We're talking about it, swirling about it, breathe it in now, shout it. Dive in, let's begin. It's time to spin. We're gonna move on. Pour another one. The Wisdom Whiskey and Podcast.
Welcome back to another episode of Wisdom Whiskey and
Kentucky Bourbon 101.
Kentucky Bourbon 101. Chris, what are we telling the people about? What we got?
First, we've got the Evan Williams Bottled and Bond, and like we've talked with the Heaven's Door, and I think there was one more Bottled and Bond that we did. The Bottled and Bond Act was passed in 1897. It was actually one of the first government regulations on like food and beverages and stuff that was introduced. But what it means again is that the in order to get the title bottled and bond is it has to be distilled in a single growing season, aged for no less than 4 years in a government bonded warehouse, and it has to be proofed at 100 proof, so 50% alcohol.
Or higher.
No, it has to be 100 proof.
Oh.
That's the regulation. Typical bottled and bond releases are really good. I don't know if I've come across one that's bad, and this is no exception. I like this one a lot, but it's been a while, so we'll see. Second on the list is my personal favorite is Wild Turkey 101. It's not bottled and bond in the moniker, but it is 101 proof, so it's got the same, almost the same alcohol content as the Evan Williams bottled and bond here.
Okay.
And both of these are relatively inexpensive. The Wild Turkey 101 used to be a bit better. You used to be able to get this for around $20, and you still can when it's on sale, but not on sale, at least in North Carolina, or around the $30 mark. The Evan Williams Bottled and Bond, on the other hand, is still a deal. I got this bottle here locally for about $15.
$15.
Yeah.
That's pretty cheap.
It is.
That is cheap.
It's not on the bottom shelf either. It's on
like,
the shelf one above.
It sounds like bottom shelf, Chris. You're $2 to $3 away from being on the bottom.
This is much better than the bottom shelf stuff we did before.
I trust you.
Okay.
I trust your opinion.
Well, we're going to try this one first then.
All right, let's do it.
Yeah.
I trust your opinion, though.
Because it seems came across a little sketchier. Yeah.
You know, it's close to the bottom shelf. It's kind of sketchy.
It is close.
You know, when you bring in whiskey to the show, I have expectations. Then you tell me it's $15, and I'm like, okay, we'll see. We'll see. But you surprised me, so I'm glad that I trust you.
Evan Williams is also done by the Heaven Hill Distillery, very large distillery in Kentucky.
You know, you do have a hard time opening those bottles most of the time, though.
I do most of the time. What's good about this is it's not a cork. You just screw top.
Oh, good old screw top.
Yeah, good old screw top.
So you can just put the screw top back on when you throw in your backpack. You know, head into class.
Are you gonna pass me?
I don't know. What do you think? You fill one of yours up and I'll swap with you.
Yeah, we'll do that.
We haven't quite got the technology yet.
We haven't
to make
quite
the transition.
figured out how this is supposed to work on camera.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
It's not bad.
Peanut?
Nah.
Smell like a little peanut?
Peanut.
A little peanut.
Man, this cable's gonna bother me because of the way it's draping. It's like pulling on my head.
Is it really that bad?
No, I mean I'll get used to it. You know, this is actually much better than I was expecting.
Peanut, vanilla.
I definitely get the vanilla. I can get a little bit of honey. The peanut And maybe more like peanut brittle, like a sweet, like peanut candy or something. Not so much just plain peanuts.
No? I'm
Not
thinking
really.
like
You have like
peanut
a dry roasted peanut?
in the shell. Yeah.
Oh, in the shell. It does have like a kind of a salty smell though.
Maybe you're still thinking about the Ardbeg.
Maybe.
Or the Spam.
You know, when the Ardbeg gets you. I've had it one time since.
Oh, really? What'd you think?
I was like, fucking how? How are we just drinking? How was I liking this so much? I really think once you sit down with it,
It's
and you
different.
sip it a couple times,
Yeah.
you really start to grow on it.
It's something that you drink when you're not thinking about other things.
Yeah. It gives you a chance to dive deeper. Where if you just take a swig of it, you're like, not worth it.
Yeah.
Alright.
Vanilla, caramel, peanuts.
It's got a thick body. Are you ready to try it?
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's try it. Evan Williams 100.
It's so slick. It's a little oil.
That's surprisingly good for $15. Wow.
Told you.
Hmm.
You can taste the corn on it.
It's got that bite at the end.
Yep.
What's that little bite? That's kind of like caramel tasting to me.
Like a burnt caramel or something. Yeah.
Like toasted caramel, if that's a thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
That is surprisingly good.
A lot of vanilla in there too.
Yeah.
A lot of vanilla. Little like kind of burnt caramel.
Yeah.
You can feel the oil in your tongue.
Yeah.
And I think that 100 proof, you can kind of get that kind of kick on the finish.
Yeah, but that kick is sweet. It's not a bad kick. That's odd. That is an odd.
See?
It's
good.
Right.
Yeah.
People are sleeping on this. And sleeping with it, probably.
Yeah, I mean, we probably shouldn't be talking about it because the more people that watch this and go, oh, $15, no problem. And
You always say that, Chris. You're
Yeah,
always worried about ruining the market.
yeah, we're going to ruin the market.
You'll have to buy it for $20.
That's what happened with Wild Turkey. Everyone started loving Wild Turkey, and they were
That's very
they
true.
drove the price up.
That's very true.
Yeah.
But
And they put it in a different bottle, so like it kind of seems like, oh, it's a different bottle, so we're gonna up the price, you know.
yeah, but in your whole lifetime, if Evan Williams gets boosted to $20 a bottle, like how many bottles are you gonna buy in the next 10 years? A handful.
Maybe a handful.
So it doesn't matter. Like in the last, since we started the podcast, 2.5 months ago, look how many different varieties and versions of different whiskey are up here.
Yeah, we only really have the High West stuff, but that's like...
You've only had the High West?
No, like when you said different versions, I thought you meant like the same whiskey, but a different version.
No, I mean like different brands that you never would have bought in your lifetime if it wasn't for this show. Right? Or am I wrong?
There's definitely a few, more than a few. I feel like I probably wouldn't have gotten the Heaven's Door, but like I'm glad we tried it because it was really good. I really liked it.
And it's the one, like the one I bought.
Hooten Young.
Hooten Young. I'm sure a lot of people have heard of them, but I haven't, and I don't think Chris has. But that may end up being one of our favorite ones.
I hope
one
so.
of the least favorite ones.
Cause you know what else I want to try is mellow corn. Mellow corn is cheap too, but it's 100% corn, and that's 99% corn.
Mm-hmm.
And I like corn.
You love corn.
I like the corn.
Love the corn. This is really good.
Yeah, see? Told you. I like, I would guess on the price chart, when it comes to the Evan Williams stuff, you know, you've got the black label and the white label, and then the...
Isn't there a blue label?
No. There's a 17... There's one with a year on it, and I've had all three, and I like this one better than the one up.
So there's only 3?
There's another one too. Man, I wish I was more prepared for
There's
this.
probably 10.
Yeah,
probably 10.
There's a red label that they only sell at the distillery.
Mm-hmm.
But as far as like what's in the store,
So what's the red label?
I don't know.
It's not cask strength.
I don't know, to be honest with you. But yeah, it's like you can only get it at the distillery. So you go to their little gift shop or whatever.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Something else that would be interesting to do, like if you're liking that one, and I haven't had this one, is the Heaven Hill 10-year, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Even though this is a 4-year-old whiskey, like try some of the Heaven Hill stuff, like Heaven Hill titled, right, branded, and then try it compared to this and see what the differences are.
Yeah.
Because same distillery but different label.
Right. How similar are you expecting these two to be?
The last whiskey I actually bought for myself was Wild Turkey. Compared to this one, I think there's a little bit more bite to it in the alcohol. And man, not as much corn maybe. And then this one's got that tea kind of flavor to it, which I like.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, like in my mind, I feel like this is kind of like shooting around where the Heaven's Door is.
Really?
Like in terms of like flavor profile.
You know, I would not expect that from a Wild Turkey, to be
Really?
honest with you.
Yeah, like they're different,
Yeah.
but there's a lot of similarity between this and this in terms of like how I'm thinking about it in my head. Because remember on the Heaven's Door, I got like a little tea from it,
Yeah.
like corn and like Mexican street corn kind of deal.
Yeah, that was the Heaven's Door.
That was the Heaven's Door.
That's
yeah.
right. That's right. Mexican street corn. Sounds good. Sounds good.
Also, I think and we're gonna try here in a little bit, but I feel like the oil is more present in the Evan Williams than it's going to be in the Wild Turkey.
Interesting.
Like honestly, like we should. I mean, I don't know how you feel about adding water to it. You still got the dropper. Put a little bit of water to it. It'll probably.
I don't have any water though. I just have
that's
the dropper.
water over here. But
You have water over there?
Yeah.
And I have the dropper.
yeah,
It's like a match made in heaven.
here we go. Let's do it.
So I'll be honest with you, the last time I had Wild Turkey 101 was in eggnog, about 3 or 4 Christmases ago.
I'm sure it's probably pretty good.
Oh, it was absolutely exceptional homemade eggnog. But I've never had Wild Turkey 101 straight.
I put like 3 drops in it. I don't want to throw
Let's throw it. What?
There you go.
Damn, you got it all over me.
Yeah, because you said throw
I'm
it.
just kidding.
Yeah.
How many?
I put 3 in it. I feel like the water is really gonna like change the flavor of it.
Let's see.
I don't know if it's gonna be for the best or not. It feels like it brought more corn out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Kind of like got a sourdough taste. Do you taste that?
Yeah.
Like right in the middle of your tongue?
Yeah. Like sort of an aftertaste.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like you're
sourdough
rolling
bread.
a piece of bread in your mouth?
That's not bad,
Mm-mm.
but I think I prefer it without the water.
I think I'd like it. I think I enjoy it both ways. Like have half of it and then put some water in it and have the second half.
When I was like really like drinking whiskeys and stuff, this one held up to ice pretty well too. Both of these that we have, like both of these hold up to ice really well.
I'm actually digging the way that water changed it.
Oh really?
It's like you're having an appetizer at Carrabba's with the bread and the oil.
Yeah, I liked it better without the water.
I've never had a whiskey that kind of like reminded me of food like that though. Like eating some bread and herbs.
Yeah.
You can get the herbs too. You get the sourdough and like the herb.
See, you're saying that, and I don't know if you're like putting that idea
I'm
in my
telling
head.
you, it's there.
Like I could definitely taste where you're
Yeah.
going for with the bread.
Mm-hmm. And dipping it in the oil.
Yeah. Okay.
It's all there. That's gonna be hard to beat.
You can get a gallon of this, or like a handle for this, for like $30.
Man, I can't believe how cheap that is.
So like for the same price as a whole bottle of Wild Turkey now, you can get like a twice this.
It's a lot of bourbon for your buck.
That's good consumer advice.
Yeah. If you had $15, what's the best thing you can buy with it? A bottle of this.
Yeah.
I can't think of anything better. If you can find a pair of shoes for $15, maybe. But if not, get this.
Shoes, whiskey.
Yeah, get the whiskey. Get the whiskey. Okay, so let's go ahead and rate this. I wish I would have been thinking about it while I was drinking it. This is going to rate really high for me. Could be one of the cheapest ones we've tried that we're actually rating.
Of the ones that we've rated,
it's the cheapest.
we didn't really rate the bottom shelf stuff, did
No,
we?
we didn't rate it.
We rated them amongst themselves,
Yeah.
but not.
This is definitely the cheapest bottle we've rated.
This is the cheapest bottle that we've rated.
Yeah. $15.99.
So I gave the Ardbeg a 6. It's not as good as Heaven's Door, I can tell you that. Man, we really need to clean that up.
I'll you know what? I keep forgetting. I went to Charleston on a last minute whim, so I kind of forgot about it. So yeah, you gave.
I gave Heaven's Door a 9.
Oh wow.
I gave Blackened a 5. What is RW?
Where is that? Where do you see that at?
High West. Oh, that's the that's the rye. That's the double rye. So I gave that a 6. That's right.
I don't even know where you're seeing that. At. Oh, at the top.
Yeah.
Yeah, we really got to get this thing cleaned up. Holy shit. You already wrote Evan Williams and Wild Turkey on there?
No, you did. Because that's what we're going to have next. So I went and bought it.
When the hell did I write that?
Like 2 weeks ago.
Oh my god, here we are doing it. Amazing. That's manifestation right there. Right?
There you go.
Okay.
You just got to forget about it.
So what do you... you got to think of it and then forget it.
Yeah, you're right.
That's the only way
Oh, there
you
it
get
is.
it. I don't remember writing that.
I'm going to put this above the blackened because I did not like the blackened.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess that means it's a 7. Yeah, 7.
7.
7 feels right. It's better than Ardbeg. I drank this all the time over Ardbeg. The Ardbeg's different.
I feel
It's
bad
totally
for giving
different.
Ardbeg a 5.6.
Really?
Yeah, I wish I would have went a little higher.
Why though?
I don't know. It's just because when I watch the podcast, it looks like I'm really enjoying it.
Yeah.
Like the further I get into it. So I think that's one of those whiskeys that you really have to have an evening with.
You have to think about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to think about Ardbeg when you're drinking it.
We're going to come back to that and I'm going to raise that score up because I don't think it's fair.
I feel like I'm comfortable with the 6 for the Ardbeg.
Yeah.
Because I gave it a 6 because it is complex and it's unique and all these other things. But
yeah.
when it comes down, when the rubber meets the road
And you take a swig of it.
and you
you're
take a
just
sip of it, like, this is better.
You know, that's reminiscing of the toxic paint flavor
Yeah.
that it had.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
coming back to me now.
Okay, yeah. Now
I'm
you
like,
remember.
you really start to enjoy it, but are you really enjoying it? Or are you just picking up on the toxic chemicals that are
Yeah,
in
you're
it?
trying to divide the chemical taste into something that's
Yeah,
good.
you're just like, oh, I can actually taste all these crazy flavors. Yeah, but are they good?
But I mean,
No.
to be fair, like there is a lot of stuff going on, and if you can pick up on the good stuff, then
I actually feel bad because I feel like Ardbeg is the first whiskey we've tried where I could actually taste all the differences. And it made me like feel like, oh, I'm actually contributing to the show. Like I can see, you're like, yes, it is salty. I'm like, it's salty.
I do feel like I don't know, something's up with my nose actually. Cause like smelling and stuff, like I don't know, I'm not hitting on all the right
Cylinders?
all the right cylinders. Yeah.
What is it? It's been happening ever since the Bottom Shelf Bourbon episode, I feel like.
That'd be funny if it did.
It
but
really feels like it coincides.
It kind of comes and goes.
You can say that all you want. I'm going to blame it on the Bottom Shelf
Yeah,
Bourbon.
maybe it's COVID.
Yeah, I do feel like I picked up on a lot more in the Ardbeg. In very diverse flavors.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas this, I'm like, well, actually the bread,
the bread was kind of...
Carrabba's bread and oil is
Yeah.
the exact taste. It's strange.
Isn't that interesting?
It's very interesting. Maybe I am getting better at this.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like.
Maybe I'm getting better. All right. Well, I'm gonna give it a. I'm gonna give it. What'd you give it, a 7?
Yeah, I gave it a 7. Cause it's not as good as Heaven's Door.
No, it's not as good as Heaven's Door.
And I gave Heaven's Door a 9.
And I gave Heaven's Door a 7. No, I gave it an 8.4.
Yep. You're doing decimals for some reason.
I'm gonna go 7. I'm gonna give this one a 7.5. Right in the middle, 7 and 8.
All right.
7.5.
You should probably write that down.
I might have to write that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna write it down. I'm gonna write it down.
While you're writing it down, go ahead and try to open this bottle.
What did you give it?
What? 7? You look stupid not being able to open up this bottle. Oh, there we go.
How come it's so hard for you to open bottles?
I don't know. It's a problem.
Does Melly normally open them for you?
No, I wish you did.
I wish she did. Melanie, come on, help the man out. Oh, okay. I'm gonna have to give you a glass this time.
No. I got the 2 clean ones, right?
What? No, you got one dirty one and one clean.
Oh, yeah. Shoot. We gotta figure this thing out. Always don't really think about it.
This is the way it is. We did figure it out. We have it figured out.
How about some ASMR?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh. That's a nice pour. That's why they designed that bottle that way. I have high hopes for this.
Wild turkey. You know what's funny is that the base wild turkey no one thinks about.
Right.
Like the 80 proof, 40%.
Nah.
It's on the shelf, but like no one thinks about it.
That's like a bar. What's it called? A house liquor, right?
Yeah, but you don't even see that at bars really.
I don't know.
Like you'll see this more than you will the regular.
I think it's because the regular is just like under the shelf. They're just like
I've never had the regular actually.
Well, they have to sell more of it, right? Than the 101?
I don't think so.
They used to.
They probably used to. It's denser. Than the Evan Williams.
Drier too. When you say denser, I take that as it's harder to pick up on the flavors because they're like really packed in there.
Yeah.
And it's not really breathe. It hasn't breathed.
That makes sense.
Because I really don't pick up a whole lot.
Sweet.
It's more. It's just. It really is dry.
There's a little tea. Like I get on the palate. Usually with this, you can kind of smell a little bit of like a tea.
Like some dry tea leaves.
Yeah, dry tea leaves. There's a bread in here too. Not to be outdone by the sourdough.
Do you think AI will be smart enough to where if you like did this in front of its nose,
it could pick out?
It could tell you exactly what it was smelling.
Yeah, probably.
Pretty soon, right?
I would think so.
It's just algorithm.
Because all those smells are chemicals.
Yeah.
Corn. The best way to smell this is like right on the edge. Then you can get all the caramel. More caramel than vanilla. Earthy.
A little nail polish.
Nail polish.
It's got the nail polish smell. I feel like this is gonna be one of those ones that really packs a good punch when you taste it.
Ready for the taste?
I am ready.
Mmm.
Not disappointed.
Yeah.
My only negative about these is that tea flavor. And it's like, I know it's your favorite.
Yeah.
Like, I can taste it.
This is what makes me like it the
Yeah.
most. In fact, I think there's more tea in this than there was in Heaven's Door.
Yeah, I got punched with the tea.
Yeah.
Which for the longest time drinking whiskey, I never associated it with tea. Until you. And now I'm like, damn, that's tea.
Yeah, there's a tea in there somewhere.
Ugh, I don't like tea. I
Yeah.
just don't like sweet tea, maybe. I mean, I prefer green tea, like a hot Earl Grey or something. But like a sweet tea, like when you go to Bojangles and like get a big old cup of sweet tea.
It's the best.
Ugh.
It's the best.
I don't know why everybody loves it.
It's so good.
It just tastes like flavored water. Like slightly flavored, like...
Tea flavored water.
It's like diluted coffee. I guess it's about the same as coffee, right?
It kind of depends on where you go to. Because at the Bojangles in Reidsville on Freeway Drive, their tea kind of tastes like they make it in a coffee maker, which is kind of off-putting a little bit.
Well, I wasn't specifically referencing Bojangles tea.
Yeah.
I was just referencing tea in general, but that's like where I picture it coming from.
Well, I mean, Bojangles tea in general is really one of my favorites, but
Doesn't McDonald's have like a famous
McDonald's does
sweet tea?
do a good sweet tea.
I've never had a McDonald's sweet tea, but I've also never had. I don't think I've ever had a Bojangles sweet tea either.
Really?
No.
Usually it's pretty good, but the one in Reidsville's, for some reason, I don't know what they're doing over there.
I don't think I've drank sweet tea in my adult life. Like, that's how repulsed by it I was as a child.
Huh.
Yeah. I just don't.
Well, we're going to have to do a sweet tea episode then.
Oh my gosh.
We're going to have Milo's versus Lowe's Foods brand.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. And then, like, after you drink it, and then you go back to smell it, the nose is better.
Yeah. Because you start to pick up on those flavors.
Yeah. It's just,
Do you like Arizona tea?
it's been a
Isn't
while.
that a famous one?
It
comes in the can.
Yeah, it comes in a can.
It's like 50 cents for a can.
Famously, they were, $1 or something?
Oh,
that
yeah,
was
$1.
That was their thing.
And it never changed.
It never changed.
Right.
Yeah.
It never changed, right? Or has it changed?
I feel like it's changed. I don't know. We need a fact check on
I
that.
don't think it has. Where's our fact checker? What's his name? The same way we manifested Evan Williams and Wild Turkey Chris, let's manifest.
Oh, we're gonna manifest a producer.
Yeah, what do you want? What should we call him?
Callum.
Huh? Cal?
Caleb.
Caleb? Damn. What about Megan?
Cynthia.
Yeah, Cynthia works. All right, Cynthia. Where's the facts? Cynthia, she's gonna be old. She's gonna be smoking a cigarette over there.
That's what we need. We need that.
Like, Cynthia, why can you get your nails cut?
You have to be in your 60s and smoking Virginia Slims.
And fake nails.
And fake nails.
Okay. Cynthia, we need you. Cynthia, where are you?
I'm getting a little bit more vanilla on the nose now than I was earlier. I was getting more caramel earlier, but...
I still get a lot of caramel.
Oh yeah, oak too. You get on the taste, you get some more oak. Like sweet oak.
You know what?
Like that brown sugar on an oak, piece of oak or something.
Whenever I smell or I pick up on the wood flavors, it's always like a sawdust, like cutting the wood and like the sawdust. That's what it feels like. You're like in a room with fresh cut oak, right? Like they're putting the barrels together.
This is my favorite whiskey.
I can tell.
It still is.
Yeah, I can tell.
It still is.
I can tell by the look on your face.
Yep. It's
You're
so
very
good.
happy.
It's
You're
so
living
good.
the dream right now.
Yep.
Living the dream. Who would have thought? Wearing your favorite shoes, drinking your favorite whiskey.
Yep.
Who knows who the Wentworth Eagles are? Nobody.
Well, that's elementary school, so
Gotcha.
it goes to show you how old the shirt is.
I thought it was your kids.
It's my shirt, but I mean, when they were in elementary school.
Have you tried the water with this?
No, I haven't.
Ooh.
I kind of don't want to mess it up.
I need more. I need another pour before we do that.
Want some more?
Let me finish this and then I'm going to do the water. I'm just enjoying it.
Yeah.
This to you is kind of like Woodford is for me, I feel like.
I guess, because Woodford is fine, but it's not my favorite. There's a flavor in Woodford that is kind of off-putting to me.
I think that's probably what is enjoyable to me.
It might be.
And the tea, the strong tea in this,
That's what I like.
and it's kind of off-putting for me. But it's really enjoyable.
Like I've said before, the Woodford Reserve Double Oaked is really good.
Yeah.
I do really like that.
And that is a little more mellow. It doesn't have that sharp
Yeah.
overbite that Woodford has.
It's been...
I'm surprised. We need to have that on the show next.
The Double Oaked?
Yeah.
Yeah, we should.
Because that's one of my favorites and yours.
Yeah.
It's a fine whiskey. It's a fine bourbon.
I think this is better than Heaven's Door.
Yeah, you already gave it a score?
I haven't given it a score
okay,
yet.
we haven't scored it. Oh wait, hold on. Don't go too deep. I forget because for part of this, I'll say it when
What?
I don't need the lid. So what we were gonna do on this show is also try the Dr. Stoner's whiskey because of 420.
The oddball.
The good 420 holiday. You know, I'm a prominent supporter of 420, and we bought the 420s, Dr. Stoner's to do a.
Well, before you try the Dr. Stoner's, did you want to put some water in that?
Yeah, I'm gonna.
Yeah. Oh, you got some drops in there.
Oh shit.
That was quite a bit.
That thing is not as agile as it seems. I think I used all of it. Was there any left?
Yeah. I'm only putting like 2 or 3 drops in
I put like 8.
Yeah, dude.
I didn't mean to.
You watered the hell out of it.
I didn't mean to. So yeah, we're gonna try the Dr. Stoner's. We were gonna have a Stoner's episode, but Chris, he can't do it. It's gonna have to. We're gonna save it for a week when Chris is out of town.
Let's swore off that stuff.
Yeah, we are gonna hotbox this whole studio up for that show.
The water takes the alcohol bite out.
I'm really surprised how much of an effect this water is having. I really did not expect that.
Yeah.
At the start of when you started talking about it. I mean, I've seen people do it before.
The more oily it tastes, the more that it'll have an effect on it. At least I think. I think that's the way it works. It toned down the alcohol.
It toned it way down.
Turned up the vanilla.
Yeah.
And
Char. It has. I'm picking up more on that char now, but not in a bad way. It's like a sweet char.
yeah,
You feel it?
Sweet charred oak.
Yeah, like in the back of your throat,
Yeah.
top of your mouth.
I still think I prefer it. Again, like the Evan Williams without the water. But I think adding the water between the watered down Wild Turkey and the watered down Evan Williams, I think the Wild Turkey is better.
I prefer them both the water.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I think the Wild Turkey just got a little bit more refined with the water. Definitely picking way more oak.
Like it's more complex without the water.
Yeah, it is. I think the water kind of diversifies everything, or separate. Kind of, you know what I mean? Without the water, it's kind of it's like condensed.
Yeah. Like you don't get that dense kind of
the dense
smell and taste like what I was talking about earlier.
Yeah, like the deep, dense flavor is gone.
Yeah.
But it's open. It's opened up.
I mean,
it's like a blooming flower.
Like I get whiskey to enjoy, and like I pick up a bottle of 101, put it in a rocks glass, and put like 1 ice cube in it, and then I'm good to go.
Mm-hmm.
But it's best like before it all melts out.
Yeah, I've never in my life been the whiskey on the rocks.
Oh really?
Always straight. And I think I've been missing out. I think by doing that I've been missing out.
I mean, it's just different, you know. Like I like the ice because it makes it more refreshing. But you don't want to like go to the refrigerator and hit the ice button and get a bunch of ice cubes out.
You want that nice.
Yeah, you want a little more consistency than that, right? That's why I got a ice tray that's I don't know, does about like an inch by inch cube. And I'll just put one of those in there.
There's something about making whiskey more refreshing that is the reason I haven't used ice. Because I feel like that turns you into an alcoholic.
Right.
Because whiskey's already so good.
Yeah.
And if it was refreshing,
yeah,
scary.
That's like the road to alcoholism.
Yeah, that's the road. That's the road map.
Yeah.
You get the whole map. The tea though.
So good.
This could easily be on my top 10 whiskeys if that tea
if
the tea wasn't so strong. Because it is so good. And if it was refreshing, I could just chug it.
Are you ready to rank it?
Yeah, I can rank it all day long.
I'm gonna go with a 10.
No.
Yeah.
Chris.
It's my favorite.
You can't not leave room for anything.
It's my favorite.
Then it's a 9-9. Because you don't know what's out there. What are you gonna do when you get to a new plateau?
It'd be 11, I guess.
You can't. There's no
Can't?
such thing as 11.
I know, but it's my favorite. It's so good, and like honestly,
Be
like
realistic.
going back to it, like it just solidifies how much I like it compared to everything else.
It's delicious, but be realistic. You've only tried 1% of all the bourbons that are available. Like, give room for something else.
I mean, I gave Heaven's Door a 9, and it was
which I thought was pretty fucking high.
And it's really good.
It is.
I really like it, but I think this is better.
So give it a 9.1.
I don't like the decimals.
Oh my god, you're gonna have 100 whiskeys that are 10s.
No way.
You have 100 whiskeys that are 9s, 100 that are 8s.
I mean, I'm pretty all over the place, right? I mean,
not with a 10, you're not.
I've done 5, 6, 9.
5, 6,
10.
9, 10.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got
7.
no middle ground.
Yeah, 7.
You've got no middle ground.
Yeah.
That's alright. You can do whatever you want.
I feel like it's 10. It's definitely 10.
Yeah.
That's my favorite.
It's my favorite. You know, I like that you're not giving in to peer pressure and going for a 9.9 and giving room for Pappy Van Winkle to be number 10.
What if Pappy Van Winkle's like a 2?
Pappy Van Winkle will be a 2 for you. I can guarantee it.
It might be.
Like Aristocrat was a 10 for me.
It's all
Pappy will be a 2 for you.
Yeah, it's all, hype, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, hype plays into it, right?
I'm gonna blind taste you when we get Pappy's. Because I'm not gonna give you, I already know you.
That'd be good.
I already know you. You're gonna see the bottle of Pappy's and you're gonna be like, it tastes like shit, I already know it. It's a fucking hype. And even if you like it, you're gonna be like, ooh, ew. No good.
I don't know if I'd be quite like that.
To an extent.
I
know it's pre-programmed in your brain to dislike it. Don't pretend like it's not.
Maybe a little bit.
Uh-huh. Just like the underdog gets a 10 with you, whereas somebody else would be like...
It's not an underdog. 101 is typically pretty high on rankings. Considering everything, even though they raised the price on it, you can get this bottle for $30 or under. It's still really good.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
It's the best.
It's not the best.
It's the best.
No, I will not.
Honestly, what would be a good one for me in particular is my old favorite was Knob Creek. Like the regular Knob Creek, the 9-year.
Knob Creek is actually good though.
Knob Creek's really good.
I think Knob Creek is a little better than this.
Yeah, so like that was my old favorite, and then I got on the 101 bandwagon. But I feel like if you were to go back, to Knob Creek, you'd be like, "Whoa, wait a minute. What's better?
Wait a minute, did I get on a bandwagon, or should I have got off?"
Maybe it's possible.
Knob Creek's better than this.
Is it?
I think so.
I don't know.
But I haven't had it in a while either. But I think it is. This is
remember,
good.
I remember Knob Creek being like
less tea.
A little less tea.
And you got this, and you were like, more tea.
Yeah, more tea.
I like it.
But more oak and
yeah, Knob Creek.
Yeah,
I think a little more oaky.
Also from the Jim Beam distillery.
This is pretty oaky though.
Yeah, and honestly, like you keep the other good thing. I'm gonna keep hyping this up.
Hype it all you want.
Is like the whiskey like draws in the glass, and like Wild Turkey has the best like dried whiskey smell like on the glass.
It's the dry. You brought that up, and I think it was our second ever episode.
Yeah, it was.
And I never really picked up on that until then, and I'm like, it's true because when you swirl it around and you smell the wet whiskey, it's one thing, but when you let it dry and smell
on the side,
you start to pick up on the oak. That's when like that crispy, like fresh cut oak. For me, it's like if the sawdust were to land on your glass, and you were like,
I don't know,
oak.
It just smells that much more sweeter to me, like with the when it dries on the glass.
You don't get the sawdust. Like there's fresh sawdust landed on your glass right there.
Yeah, I mean I know what you're saying, but it's not what hits me first.
You shocked me with 2 incredible whiskeys.
Yeah.
2 incredible. No wonder the eggnog was so good. This is incredible. I wish I had some eggnog right now. This puts me in the Christmas spirit.
This puts me in the I want to drink some more of this spirit.
Do you know what this?
Which is dangerous.
This whiskey is it reminds me of like a spiced whiskey, like a holiday whiskey.
Yeah. Actually,
but it doesn't have the spices.
I haven't had one of those.
No, well, it's kind of what it reminds me of. Is a spiced holiday whiskey. It's delicious, but we're gonna have to try the Dr. Stoners over there. So why don't we just jump into that before you ruin it?
Do we want fresh glasses or?
I think we'll.
I mean, do I want to give it a fair shake or?
Yeah, let's give it a fair shake. Really, only doing it for 420 sake.
Yeah, because it says Dr. Stoners.
And it's 420 weekend, and all of our viewers are stoners.
Are they?
I mean, I hope so. Welcome back to Stoners, and Smokers.
Dr. Stoner's herb infused whiskey, smoky herb.
Marijuana infused?
It doesn't say that.
Of course.
My special mix of herbs gives this whiskey a distinguished artisanal. That was hard to say. Artisanal. Smoky herb taste and aroma to share with all your finest friends.
His friends.
It's crazy good.
That's why I brought that out, Chris.
Oh.
Just for my finest friends.
That's nice. This was #1 in flavored whiskey in the Cigar and Spirits, or World Spirits competition in 2017.
The World Spirits
That's what it says.
competition.
Aged 3 years. So that's good.
Okay, so we have a top tier whiskey here.
I don't know anything about this.
Chris, we have a top tier whiskey. Oh yeah, you don't know. You know you're supposed to open those from the top, right?
Are you?
Yeah.
Oh,
You see the little corrugated?
Yeah, there's a little.
You just grab it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, some of them have that, like the Evan Williams, and some of them have the perforated side.
But it's not perforated on top too.
Huh?
Yeah, you can grab it in either or. It's usually like either or.
This one I don't think. I think I just struggle.
I'm just gonna give you shit because I know you struggle with it.
Yeah.
And it's funny.
Let's see. Take this off. Huh. What?
Nothing. I wish I had a blunt to go with. I mean, I wish I had something to go with this, but
I don't expect a whole lot out of this.
I don't either. But you know, it's one of those gimmicks. We have to do gimmicks just like everybody else does.
Yeah. Do you ever look at the notches on the bottle?
Not really.
No.
No.
Like it's how they orient the bottle for
Yeah.
the labeler or something.
Yeah. How often do you look at those notches, Chris?
More often
I'm
than
starting to worry about you building a fucking scale replica of a Kmart. Oh my god.
What does it smell like?
That's crazy. It smells like weed. It smells like some very good bud.
I'm not getting that. I'm getting like thyme and rosemary and all that kind of stuff. Like you get at the garden section.
No way.
Lowe's.
I'm picking up on some like OG Girl Scout.
Girl Scout weed.
Yeah, that's what they call it. Girl Scout cookie. Right there. That's Girl Scout cookie.
I mean, you're more experienced than I am, but
Oh my gosh.
this smells like thyme to me.
Mm-mm. Get past the thyme. It don't smell like thyme at all. You don't get that fruitiness? Like fruity pebbles?
I really gotta go hunting for the fruity pebbles.
Oh man.
I hope it said pebbles right.
Alright, Dr. Stoner.
Yeah, the thyme is like overwhelming.
I don't smell any thyme.
Really?
It's crazy. I smell 0 thyme.
It is 100% thyme.
I don't smell any thyme.
Maybe like a lavender or something.
I do get a little lavender. I'm really picking up on that. Like, they call it Fruity Pebbles or like Girl Scout cookie. It's like the
I mean, I really gotta think about it to get fruity pebbles. Like, I really do.
a fresh bud. I want to go grab you a bud so you can do the difference.
I don't think this is gonna be good.
It's not going to be good.
It's not gonna be good.
The smell is good. I really am digging the smell.
I mean, the smell is Like I was talking earlier.
It smells like weed. It really smells like weed.
Alright, you ready?
Really good weed. Let's go.
Let's go. It's not that bad.
Dude.
It's super sweet.
We're on the opposite ends of the
Really?
spectrum here. Ugh.
I mean, I don't particularly enjoy it, but it's not as bad as what I was preparing myself for.
Well,
I mean, it is a flavored whiskey.
dude, are you picking up on that tea? There's tea there. There is a lot of tea there.
Yeah, flavored whiskey.
There's a lot of tea there.
Yeah, that tea that you're talking about, where like the tea in the wild turkey is kind of like a dry tea, like tea leaves.
This is like
Sort of like the bitter,
artificial.
well, like the bitter part of the tea.
Mm.
This is more like tea on the front end, like a sweet tea on the front.
This reminds me of like what what's that sweet tea mixed with lemonade?
Like an Arnold Palmer?
This kind of reminds me of what that would probably taste like. It's like a real fruity tea. This really surprised me with this flavor. I was not expecting that.
No?
No.
I kind of like it, actually.
Are you really?
Yeah.
It tastes like it's like juicy fruit gum. It's juicy and fruity, but only for like 10 seconds, and then it's flavorless.
The nose, like when you drink it, and you kind of get some of the smell on the nose. It's not as good, but if you kind of close the nose off and just taste it, it's better.
It's really familiar.
Juicy fruit was a pretty good description of it. But not like fresh juicy fruit, like after you've
It's
chewed
old
chewed it for a
juicy
while.
fruit.
It's like old juicy fruit.
And you're like, yeah, I like it.
I mean, I like juicy fruit, so I mean... we never ranked the wild... Or you never ranked the wild turkey.
Yeah, I did.
Did you? What was it?
7.5.
Really?
Oh no, I gave it to Evan Williams.
Yeah.
Oh shit, you gave it a 10.
I
No,
gave it a
I
10.
gave it a. Damn, I don't think I ever ranked it. You're right. I'm gonna try to remember because I had a number in my head. I think I like the Evan Williams better.
Really? Huh. Interesting.
It's only because of that tea flavor. You know what? I'm gonna give it a 7.6.
I mean, you don't have to. You can
No,
give it whatever.
I really. Yeah, I might have to go back into it.
Okay. I do like this. I don't
It
know if...
smells so much better than it tastes.
I think
And
it's the
you
opposite.
think the opposite.
It's the opposite.
That's nuts. I could smell that. I could put this in one of those. What are those things called? The oil, like they burn the scent.
Infuser.
Infuser, yeah. I could have that smell all over the house.
It tastes better than it smells.
No, I wish that I could have a blunt. I wish I could smell this. And then, because it's beautiful. But the way it tastes is it's too artificial.
It's super artificial.
Oh,
yeah,
it's
it really
artificial as
Yeah.
hell. You know what? It's not whiskey.
is.
It's not
really-
whiskey.
It's a flavored whiskey.
It's not whiskey.
I'm good with not ranking it because I kind of think flavored whiskeys are kind of separate.
I think we should rank it either way.
Really?
Just rank it low if you want. But
But I mean, I do like it.
you could just throw a bunch of ice in this cup and this would be like a mixed drink.
Yeah.
It tastes like it's already
I
a
can
mixed
see
drink.
that. I can see that.
Pineapple. I'm picking up on pineapple.
Juicy fruit gum was the best description for it.
It's
I
like
mean-
if you could take a whole pack of juicy fruit and like
Maybe.
wring it out and
Yeah.
a drip of fluid comes out and then you water it down.
Like maraschino cherry or something, maybe.
Uh.
But just a little bit. Like the sweet candy cherry.
You don't get the pineapple?
Mm-mm. Yeah, I'm totally the opposite. Like, it tastes pretty good. But when I smell it and taste it, it's not as good.
Oh man, it's weird. Once you said maraschino cherry, is that maraschino?
Yeah, the bright red cherry.
Once you said that, I tasted it that time.
Yeah.
It's like on the top of a sundae.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Weird. It's almost like whatever you say. Is it because you said it that I'm tasting it?
Yep. That's what I've been saying this whole time.
Yeah.
It's like, you can say something. It's like, okay, you said it, and now I'm kind of picking up on it a little bit.
Because it's not just the cherry, but I feel like I'm taking it, like it's got the melted ice cream with it.
Like whipped cream.
Like whatever's the remnants in the bottom of the bowl are after you've eaten the sundae, and you're saved the cherry for last. And it has like the liquid melted.
Yeah, sugar, chocolate,
ice cream, a chunk of banana maybe.
Which is good. I like all that stuff.
Yeah. You're a father.
I just wish...
You love the remnants of the sundae. The kids get the sundae and you get the remnants.
Usually I just eat the sundae myself. But...
Fuck the kids. I want a sundae.
They don't,
fuck off.
They don't get sundaes.
What's a sundae?
Yeah, exactly.
I've never heard of a sundae. You're eating one.
I wish I didn't have to smell it when I was drinking it.
I love the
I
smell.
don't like the smell.
That's fucked up.
It's not that I don't like the smell. It's just that it's off-putting when I'm tasting it.
It's off-putting.
So like when I'm drinking it, it's like, oh, juicy fruit. And I smell it, and all I smell is like the garden section at like Walmart or Lowe's or something.
Like that terrible, fake pesticides, dirt,
Yeah.
plastic,
Yep.
cardboard,
Yep.
concrete,
Yep.
metal shelving.
Yep.
Whatever those little white balls are that they put in all the plants that feed them.
Oh, yeah. I just recently moved my peppers into a separate container.
Oh,
So I got,
because
like, two
the rabbits
plates.
were eating them?
No, because like they're getting kind of too big.
Oh, you got big peppers.
The plants are. I thought it was best to go ahead and move them. So
Okay, thanks for elaborating on that.
yeah, no problem. I mean, you were saying that, and I was saying it because like I recently went to Lowe's and kind of had the same kind of smell going on.
Yeah, that smell never changes.
It never does.
Never changes. Ugh. It's like once you said that though, I started to smell it. But it's also like if you were like building a grow operation, it's the same smell because you've transferred everything from Lowe's to your closet.
I feel like the only reason you're saying all that is because it says Dr. Stoner's.
Yeah, very.
I feel like it's already embedded.
You know, you're right.
Yeah.
That goes with everything we've been saying up to this point.
Yep.
We're just going a little deeper.
You had a preconceived notion that this was going to be somewhat marijuana related.
First of all, I can
It says
bottle
Dr.
your
Stoner's.
right
It says
Hold on.
herb.
Hold on. Just. I didn't smell that.
It is, but I still smell thyme more than I do.
I'm not picking up on the time.
Yeah. I know what you're saying. Because I agree, but there's just so much more thyme and lavender, that kind of smell first.
I think it's because it's more artificial.
Yeah, probably.
I think they tried to match the smell of that, but with
I can see
artificial.
that. I can see that.
I'm sure there's a real infused
It probably is.
out there somewhere.
I'm sure.
We just don't have access to it.
I mean, there's shroom gummies advertised on Instagram. So
Yeah.
I mean, like.
Oh yeah, you can get them all day long.
Yeah.
They just don't have psychedelic shrooms in them. They have like lion's mane and.
They say it's psychedelic.
Yeah.
I want to say probably bullshit.
It's
But
bullshit.
yeah.
I've tried them.
Mm.
And I've got the real things.
Mm.
So.
Yep. Totally opposite. I like the way it tastes and don't like the way it smells. Not that it's like my favorite, but between the two.
It does. It kind of has a savory flavor to it. It's weird. It goes a little deeper than tea.
I guess it's more sweet than anything to me.
It kind of has. I don't know. It's. The more I think about it, the harder it is to describe. It really reminds me of like a pineapple juice, or a pineapple Capri Sun, or Doritos. Like straight away. If it was carbonated,
Yeah.
it would taste like a pineapple soda.
Yeah, maybe.
But then you smell it and it's like completely different.
It's totally different. The smell and taste are totally separate. It's not bad. but
It's so fake.
yeah.
The flavor is just so fake.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to get that Wild Turkey 101 refill to finish our podcast off with, because I can't do it with that. I still have to rank this.
I don't.
If you had to rank the Dr. Stoners, what would it be?
What are you going with?
I'm going to go... This, if it was smell alone, I would give it a fucking 9. But let me taste it one more time. I want to say 2.
Really?
Like I don't.
Low.
I'm gonna give it a 3.
I was kind of scared about being someone that kind of lowballs, but I don't think it's a 3.
I just don't enjoy it.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like you've influenced me a little bit.
Don't let me influence you. If you like it, give it what you want. Chris, we're gonna be all over the board on these whiskeys.
Yeah.
Trust me. Go where you want to go. Don't let me influence you.
Oh, I mean, it's all part of it, right?
6.2.
No. It's all right. So here's the thing. It's better than the blackened. I didn't like the blackened. I gave that a what, 5? God, I don't want to do decimals, but yeah.
You can't. Yeah, but you can't give it a 6.
Yeah, I'm not gonna give it a 6.
Let's call it a 5.5.
Yeah, let's call it a 5.
You're right in the middle.
Let's do 5. Do 5.
5?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because it's for different reasons, right? Like the taste is good. I don't like the smell. On the blackened, it was kind of the opposite, wasn't it?
No. I
So
think you
thought-
like the... Oh, yeah, the opposite. You like the smell, but you
Yeah.
didn't like the taste.
Right.
Yeah.
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 5.
Yeah. 5.
And you gave blackened a 5.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah.
Yep.
So, yeah, opposites. I think you're doing pretty good at the
Yeah.
brain system.
I think so.
Oh my gosh, this just...
Oh,
It's like we're drinking Kool-Aid and we're going back to the adult drinks. Seriously.
I poured a little
Yeah.
bit more.
Right?
Yeah.
It's like we just went from kindergarten to high school. Sorry, Dr. Stoners. I really wanted to like you. The smell, whatever you did for the smell, do with the taste, and we'll circle back around to you. I really wanted to like you.
I really kind of hate that. I'm getting like a little juicy fruit on the toast now for some reason.
On the wild turkey.
On the wild turkey.
It's because it's in your palate.
Yeah.
It's like when you're eating gum and you go to eat dinner.
Yeah, like the after.
You have the taste of gum.
Yeah, totally getting juicy.
Don't you have water over there?
I think I drank it all. Yeah, a little bit left.
It looks like you drank it.
That's so much better.
Even after smelling this and going back to this, the smell is still... I refuse to drink it. I want this to be in one of those...
Yeah.
What did you call it? Like when you put the oil...
Infuser.
Is it called an infuser?
Yeah. Mix the water and the oil in it.
I could have that smell in my whole house. I would love it.
I would rather
hate
have.
it.
I'd rather.
You'd be like, is there a gas leak?
I'd rather have wild turkey in the infuser.
Oh,
So good.
if this smell was permeating through your whole place, you'd be like, don't light a match. Because this fucking place will go up. Yeah. How is 101 so good?
Here's the thing, too.
Well, we've got a couple $1,000 worth of whiskey behind you, right? All added up.
Yep.
And then some of the cheapest stuff we got is some of the most...
It's the way because price doesn't necessarily mean good, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes
Sometimes
it just
you have
means
to go,
different.
And how long have these guys been doing what they do?
Uh,
That also makes a difference because the most expensive bottle of bourbon we have on that table is from a company me and you have never heard of.
Yeah.
And they may not have even been in the business for as long as their
Are you talking
age statement is.
are you talking about the Hoot and Young?
Yeah.
Yeah, they definitely haven't been around for 15 years, I don't think.
And they have a 15-year bourbon.
Yeah, because they sourced it from GP.
Sons of bitches. This is what we do. This is the point of this podcast, is to enlighten the people. I am being enlightened because I also have no fucking idea.
I need a fact check on this, but I believe Wild Turkey has got 6-year-old mixed in with it. 6-year-old bourbon.
Yeah, we'll get a fact checker.
Of course, like I said, like
Chris,
yeah.
we'll get a fact checker. Don't worry.
Fact checker.
We'll get a fact checker.
I don't know why I said checker.
What I mean is, how long has Wild Turkey been in the business?
That's a good question. I don't know.
early 1900s.
No, they haven't been around that long.
Yeah. Wild Turkey's one of the originals.
Is it?
I don't know.
I don't think so.
I thought they were.
I don't think
I
they
thought they were.
I feel like 60s or 70s, maybe.
Mm.
Yeah. We can look it up real quick.
Come on.
See.
Gotta be sooner than that. Well, this has been one of the longest episodes we've ever discussed bourbon. We've never gone on so long about bourbon.
It smells so good.
I'm really surprised. Wild Turkey and Evan Williams have blown me away.
Yeah, you're right. 1869.
Wild Turkey feels right.
Do things.
You gotta do things.
Yeah.
Hey
Like,
Siri,
how-
when was Wild
how
Turkey
are you?
established?
No.
Oh, you gotta go the old-fashioned way.
Yeah.
Because you have what do you have, an Android?
Android,
Oh,
yeah,
sons
Samsung.
of bitches. And we're recording this podcast on iPhones.
I mean, it's fine. I don't want to be a fanboy. Like, alright, so Android, iPhone, like, for a long time, I gave, like, the Apple people, like, a lot of shit.
Yeah.
Like, because you're supposed to, right?
No, because you're supposed to.
So I'm supposed
Not
to.
because we're supposed to.
But to be honest with you, like,
We took it. We were like, ha, yeah,
Yeah.
you're funny.
I say a lot of stuff, like, now you're getting this feature, or whatever.
We've
Or-
had it for 5 years.
Yeah, or open source, open minds, and all this stuff is the most common thing that I've said.
Hmm.
But I don't know. I'm thinking about getting an iPhone next. Mostly, if I talk shit, you know, I gotta see what it's like, right? I will say, like,
But you're converting your whole lifestyle over when you get an iPhone.
are you? Yeah,
You are.
I don't like that.
You are.
Why?
Because you're never going to go back. Once you go iPhone, you don't go back.
Oh, really?
Oh, I'm
Something
telling
they're
you.
saying.
I was Android.
There's no back button.
The last time we hung out, Chris, I was Android.
I feel like the last time we hung out, you had an iPhone.
I'm talking about the last time we used to hang out, like, full time.
I don't even remember what phone you had.
I had Android.
Okay.
Since then, here we are, Apple Studios.
Yeah, you got Apple everything.
Yeah.
Which, honestly, I still can't figure out the desktop.
Hey, it's only a matter of time.
Windows for life.
It's only a matter of time.
I can change my GPU.
Only a matter of time.
I can change my GPU.
Only a matter of time.
Upgrade when I want to.
Nobody wants to upgrade. Start with the best. You don't need to upgrade. I want the possibility of upgrading this shitty machine. Oh, you don't have an Apple? No? That's what we say. I'm just kidding, Chris. I don't fucking know how this thing works either. I'm just trying to...
I'm looking for this, but I'm not really reading it. Let's see. 1942.
That was Evan Williams?
Wild Turkey.
1942 is a far cry from 1869.
I actually got to the Wikipedia. Let's see.
I need your facts to be straight, Chris.
Wild Turkey, like the
Yes.
brand Wild
Yes.
Turkey,
Yes, Meredith.
was 1942. The distillery was built in 1891. According to Wikipedia.
Okay.
Yep.
I wish I could ask Meredith that. She'd be a lot quicker to get to that.
I don't think her name was Meredith.
I couldn't remember what it was. I just thought old white woman smoking Pall Mall.
Smoking, Virginia Slims.
Virginia Slims.
Yeah, right.
Oh, her name is Cynthia. Was it Cynthia?
It was Cynthia.
Okay.
Wild Turkey
Meredith is close.
is it's in the same ballpark.
Yeah.
1940s.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I didn't even look up Evan Williams. But Wild Turkey was 1940s.
I assume they're very close. You said what? 1942?
42? Yeah.
That's in between what we said.
Yeah.
Early 1900s and 1960s.
Yeah. This is still my favorite. By far.
I really thought it would be pre-Prohibition Wild Turkey. I guess I'm wrong. Well, the distillery before it was Wild Turkey was 1800s.
Right. Yep.
Okay. And they were probably producing God knows what names.
Whatever
the fuck they wanted to call it. Whatever Jackleg came and bought 50 gallons, put his fucking name brand on it and sold it.
Or who knows, yeah, right.
If we could find an early pre-Prohibition bottle,
You know what'd be awesome is if we had enough
That would
money to be able to source whiskey from MGP and bottle our own whiskey.
Chris, we can do that anytime you want. Give me the time and what do you want to do? We'll get the investors.
Yeah. Make a trip to Indiana and like sample some of the
You get
barrels and be like, yep, that's the one we want for our bottles, for our release.
Chris, give me the plan and I will bring the investors. It's not that big of an investment to bring a one-time production bourbon available.
It'd be a big time thing for.
I think that's what the Hoot and Young is doing over here.
Getting
one-time production of 15-year.
They're actually from New York too. So I looked at. So,
Yeah,
I mean,
but what does it
seems
matter
it's
where they're
even
from?
harder.
It doesn't matter where they're from if they're sourcing their.
Yeah, but I don't know. With all the New York laws and regulations and stuff, I think it's Brooklyn actually. I think they're from Brooklyn.
Brooklyn?
I thought that's what I read.
But what would it matter? It could be from fucking Denmark.
Yeah, it could be from anywhere.
It doesn't matter. What we're getting is MGP, right?
Yeah.
So it doesn't fucking matter. We could literally get a guy tomorrow to invest in me and you to come up with.
This actually says Silverton, Ohio, but I don't know. Maybe that'll be popular with the Gen Zs saying Ohio.
Hold on. You told me. You've told me a lot of different things about this one bottle of
Yeah.
bourbon.
Yep.
Brooklyn and Ohio.
Yeah.
And MGP.
Well, yeah, that was definitely MGP. I mean, it's a popular thing to do to source from MGP and like put a label on
We
it.
could do it tomorrow.
That's what it seems like.
What's a 1,000-bottle run of whiskey in the ABC North Carolina ABC board?
That's the part that's a little question mark. Getting it into the ABC system.
I think that's the easy part.
Really?
Yeah, I think if you have the volume, it's hard. But if you have a small batch, I think right now the North Carolina ABC is eating up the small batch shit.
Maybe it was the Widow Jane that was from New York.
I really think right now the North Carolina ABC board is eating up the small batch bullshit. We could come up with it. We could easily come up with
That's
it.
where I got mixed up at. This is
That's what I thought.
It's bottled in Brooklyn, New York.
Yeah.
Yep.
That does kind of look like a New York-esque bottle.
You know what's interesting is on the bottle it says Kentucky, Tennessee, Indiana bourbon.
Yeah. MGP.
So are they like
MGP.
Well, MGP is from Indiana.
Yeah, but it also has to also bring in stuff from other places. Just like everywhere else, it's no different.
It would be interesting if they're combining like 3 different variations into something.
I think that's what they're doing.
Because if it's from Tennessee, it's going to have the what is it called? Like the Lynchburg process or the Tennessee whiskey, charcoal filtered kind of deal. You're going to combine that with the Kentucky bourbon and the stuff they get from Indiana, the bourbon they get from Indiana.
You don't think MGP brings in stuff from outside of Indiana?
Uh,
I thought we already determined they did.
MGP is a huge distillery.
Yeah,
It's all in Indiana.
I think that you looked up that that it was in multiple states.
MGP?
Yeah, their headquarters is in Indiana,
The
but I'm
distillery,
pretty
definitely.
sure they're bringing in aged spirits from outside of Indiana.
Yeah, they kind of own a whole bunch of distilleries.
I'm telling you, we've already dug into this. It was coming from like 6 different states. Indiana's headquarters, but they're bringing
I
in.
totally do not remember looking this up, but
It's because we're drinking whiskey, Chris.
what,
We're drinking whiskey, bro. That's why.
bro? What was that?
That Dr. Stoner's. That Dr. Stoner's is not. That's not real spirits.
It's not
It's not.
good.
Dude, taste it again. Do you still have it in your glass?
I don't drink.
Ugh.
Man, we need to jump on the NGP.
We're on the MGP
bottling
band. We have
wagon.
half the bottles behind you.
It
are
is
from
not. It is not half the
them. A
bottles.
third.
It's like 3.
I bet it's a third.
Yeah,
I bet it's more than you realize. They are half of the whiskey brand in America. Who is the competitor to MGP?
Is there a competitor? It seems
There
like,
has to be.
It seems like they're
No,
number 1 there,
there's
man. I mean, Heaven Hill's pretty big.
It's not that big.
Heaven Hill's big, man.
No, not that big. They're not that big.
It's big, man.
Do you hear the airplane?
Yeah, I do.
That plane is, what is it, about to hit the house?
That's what it seems like. Because I can't hear it, which is strange.
You know what's funny is when you have an iPhone, you can ask questions like, who is MGP's number one competitor?
I mean, I could probably do that with this.
You could probably do it with that, but like the
Just-
fact that you don't know how to do it already.
I don't do it.
Yeah.
Hey Google, I might even turn it off. Maybe I turned it off.
Yeah, because it's so annoying to do.
But I actually use DuckDuckGo.
You're like, hey Google, what's 2 + 2? And it's like, well, do you want to know the actual way to do it, or the new science way to do it?
I have the Alexa app too. Let's see. Fuck. I need to give Alexa access to
you have to give access.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, it's hard to do.
It's not really that hard. It's just that I'm doing this on the fly. And I haven't set this up.
And you had Android for how many years?
Long time, but I don't
know how to cross-reference things. I don't need to know things.
Man.
When you have to ask a question, do you really need to know the answer?
I tell you what, I do have.
I'll tell you, meatballs.
I have Grok. I have Grok.
Okay, guys.
Grok.
Everybody who's watching, he has Grok. What the fuck?
I just gotta figure it out.
What the fuck? What the fuck?
I'll get to it. Man.
I would ask my phone, but it's recording us.
You
It's,
should.
It's,
You should
it's
ask
literally producing our podcast as we
Fuck,
speak.
man. I feel like I'm put on the spot.
You're not even. It's been 10 minutes.
I know.
The spot was 10 minutes.
Oh, there
ago.
it is. I found it. Alright.
You were put on the spot 10 minutes ago.
Alright. What is the biggest brand?
Oh, you have to type it all?
Yeah, because it's on.
Yeah, I got you.
It's on
Android. Yeah.
It's actually not.
Yeah,
It's not an Android.
I get it.
It's on X.
I get it.
Because I subscribe. I subscribe
and
to
you
X.
gotta like type letters.
So I got my blue check mark.
And you gotta like put numbers and letters.
Yeah, do that. Right.
Yeah, old school.
What's the biggest brand of whiskey by MGP, according to Grok?
No. Against MGP. What is MGP's biggest competitor? Oh, we got 10 minutes of rebooting. Hold on. We gotta reboot. Reboot. One question per hour.
George Dickel's done by MGP?
Yeah. Dickles.
George Dickel, Bullet, Force, Templeton.
Some of the heavy hitters are done by MGP, which we know.
George Dickel Bottled and Bond would be a good one that I've never had before. I was told it tastes like Fruity Pebbles. Since we're talking about Fruity Pebbles earlier. Yeah, right.
That is strange.
I actually have the Microsoft launcher on my
Oh yeah, but it takes so long to
and I'm using X right now.
Yeah,
actually.
and you can't boot them both at the same time. You're living in the past, man.
Am I really?
You're living in the fucking past, man.
You know what you say all this stuff makes me want to stick with Android. Actually,
Yeah, I know it does. That's why I'm trying to harbor you in your ways.
Like before, I was like, oh, maybe I'll get an iPhone next.
Maybe I'll switch over. There's a couple good gadgets.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, who knows? But it's like, I don't know.
The ones of us who are on Apple, Chris,
I don't know.
we look at you guys and we're like, keep them down. Keep them down.
Yeah, I'm just gonna stick with Android. Man.
It's working. The propaganda's working. I'm gonna be with the what's it called? The underdog. I'm the underdog.
Yeah, that's my kind of shtick anyway. So
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
I had a Windows phone. How many people do you know had a Windows phone?
One.
Really? Is it me?
You. I'm pretty sure the only one they sold was to you. Somebody at Windows was like, a guy emailed in that he was interested in our new phone. Do we have a new phone?
Yeah, it was.
We could make one real quick.
What was it? Man, I can't remember. It was a Nokia, I thought.
It's a Nokia window.
Yeah, it was a while back.
It's the Nokia window.
It was a great phone.
It's the size of a window.
Look, the Windows Phone operating system was great. The problem was
You were the only user.
I was the only one.
Yeah.
So like there was no support for it.
No support.
No support.
They're like, this guy's still on this phone. Like, haven't we shut him down by now? No, we can't. He was our first one and our only one.
Yep.
We can never get rid of him.
Maybe I should get an iPhone.
Yeah, you should.
Yeah.
You really should. You
Probably.
should. It's time to upgrade, Chris.
Is it?
Yeah.
I've actually got 2
It's
years.
like
I've actually got 2 years left.
kindergarten, high school. Make the jump.
But every
Make the jump.
every high
Every
schooler
what?
person
What? Is what?
is like
What?
iPhone.
What? Why?
Shit.
Who cares?
There's no back.
Don't you want to get high?
There's no back
Chris.
button. There's no back button.
Chris, don't you want to get high?
You ain't got no back button.
and not give a fuck about a back
You
button.
need a back
Who
button.
wants to go backwards?
So you can go back
Nobody.
cause you were like reading
Because
this
you
thing. It's like,
fucked
oh,
up.
fuck.
Android. This is you.
I need to go back.
This is people on Android like, oh shit, how do I fix this? Just go backwards.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll just go back in time.
It's all fixed.
Apple people are
You
like,
just go back.
I don't need to. What do I need to fix?
Yeah.
I'm going in the right direction.
I don't even know where to go. Don't even know where to go.
Bro.
I think iPhone was developed by, it's developed by smart people,
Very smart people.
but incorporated by lazy people.
No, because once you get smart enough not to have to be...
Because it's all the same.
It's because you're on Android, you're like,
There's no difference.
it's always breaking. We always have to fix it.
All the iPhones are the same.
Yeah, easy.
There's differences.
No, easy.
Android.
Just so
Uniqueness.
fluent. Android, you're like,
You're not.
we built a whole new infrastructure,
No.
and the old infrastructure crashed. Crashed.
You're locked in a cage, man.
We're in a fucking cage.
You're in a cage.
How do we rebuild the cage?
Yeah.
Because it's disintegrating as we speak, man.
Open source.
Yeah.
I was seriously
Reach
considering
out.
getting an iPhone as my next phone just because of like
Easy.
never having one before.
Ease of use.
I don't even care about any of that. Just to have something different to say that I had one.
No.
So I could be someone that's had both.
That is what every Android user says.
No.
I'm just gonna try it out, man. I'm just gonna try it out, man.
I don't want to now.
I just want to try it out. And you never go back.
I feel like
And then all your friends are like, how was it? And you're like, who are you? Who the fuck are you? Like, maybe you were Chris, we're your friends, man. You're like, nah, I'm on an iPhone, bro. Like, I don't talk to you guys
I
anymore.
don't want to be on an iPhone no more. He's like not sold it.
No. Yeah,
It's like the total
Chris,
opposite.
trust me, we don't want you.
Okay, that's fine.
We don't
I
want you.
I don't need that.
We don't need your kind.
I don't need.
We don't want your kind.
That's fine. I can live without.
He'll be here.
I mean,
He's coming.
there is such thing.
coming.
There is such thing as a Linux phone.
He's coming.
I could do Linux.
6 months.
I could put it in Ubuntu.
Yeah.
Yeah.
3 months from now, you're gonna be like, this is garbage. I'll go back to Android, and you're gonna be like, I'm just gonna try Apple. Fuck it. I'll just get one. They're cheap enough. I'll get a used one, and you're gonna be like,
I'll probably get used one.
brand new. I'm not getting a used iPhone. I'm an Apple user. I don't get used shit.
Yeah, I don't want. I want
Yeah.
that moniker.
You're already on. You're already here.
Mm,
You're already here. You're
yeah.
already one of us.
I mean, I got the iPad.
You are already. You're already one of us. You're already here.
I don't want to be.
Chris, you're already one of us.
No.
I'll get the iPad.
The iPad was actually for work.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And it sucked you in. It's so easy to
Not
use,
really.
man. It's
Not
so
really.
easy to use.
Honestly, like tablets and except for some things like doing the podcast, like it comes in handy
Oh, have you been using the iPad on that podcast?
on our podcast.
Oh,
Yeah.
You're already in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
I'll
like,
take a little more of that wild turkey, brother.
See, it's good, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
This is delicious.
You can talk me into wild turkey all day long. I'm about to change your entire life by putting you on Apple.
I am not going to know.
You put me on wild turkey for an evening. I'm about to change the dynamic of your life by you switching to iPhone.
I'll buy an iPhone. I will not buy an iMac. I will not buy a Mac.
Yeah, you will. It's only a matter of time.
Especially after I built that computer.
It's only a matter
No
of
way.
time. You're gonna
I spent
Chris.
like $1,200 to build that computer. Yeah, and it's really good.
in the Apple world, $1,200 is like
Chump change. Yeah,
like
exactly.
it's like dust.
I got a
It's
lot.
like you're cleaning off your computer.
Look, I got 32
Dust.
gigabytes of DDR5 memory.
Dust. We heard dust in the wind.
2 terabytes.
Yeah, dust in the wind.
AMD.
Dust in the wind.
I went a little cheap on the CPU.
You know what?
I got the Ryzen 5.
Chris, that gave me a really good idea for an Apple commercial. It's like, we are just dust in the wind.
Is that something?
And it's showing Android.
To have Justin Long in it?
No. Well, actually, Justin Long could be in it.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. He could be singing it. We are dust in the wind. And it's showing Android disintegrating. And it's just the Apple logo in the background. It's like galloping like a horse. Like,
you know what I think? I think, have you ever seen Soylent Green?
Huh?
Soylent Green, the movie.
Really?
Okay, never mind.
Nope.
It's not gonna work, is it?
Nope.
Soylent Green.
I don't want to own a TV.
It's an old movie.
Who
It's
needs a
from the
TV
70s.
when you're logged into Apple World?
Yeah, the Apple
You
people
don't need a
are
TV.
all the people
It
get
comes.
scooped up.
Chris, when you don't watch TV, TV just comes to you. When you're in the Apple world, you don't have to have a TV.
Yeah, you got the Vision Pro.
Yeah, it just comes to you. You just absorb it.
I mean, ultimately, like, you buy into an ecosystem with any of these products.
Mm-hmm.
And I kind of hate that it's like that, but it really is.
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah.
That's society.
I don't like that you buy the iPhone and you get the iWatch and
I think you are against...
iPad and you get the iMac and you get
about
the
it like
this and all that.
Think about it like this.
Yeah.
You are a underdog.
Yeah.
So you're like, it's got to be hard. It's got to be dirty. It's got to be gritty. It's got to be...
I thought about
uncover it. You got to figure... In the iWorld, we're all like, it's so easy.
I thought about this.
It's so clean.
I thought about this a lot.
You want an iPad, you want an iBox,
Yeah.
you want an iTrot, you want an
I said this on some... I can't remember what podcast it was, but like, I am into that, right?
It's just so easy.
When everyone was like Michael Jordan, I was Scottie Pippen.
Yeah.
You know, like, for some reason, like, the second guy is the one that I like cling to the most, or the second thing.
What was the original music one? The original music online. Stealing music.
Napster?
Napster.
Yeah.
So we were all Napster.
I had Napster.
You were LimeWire.
No, I had Napster.
But you were LimeWire.
No.
Oh, so you're an original fanboy, but over the years you've decayed into this. Oh, I don't want the best.
Well, that's
I don't
a
want
little
the easiest.
So like,
why is it different?
Honestly, I didn't get on LimeWire until like at the end of all that.
When Napster was gone, you had no access anymore.
It went Napster, Morpheus, Kazaa, LimeWire.
And you stuck with Napster from the beginning,
Nah,
but you refused to stand with a hardened brand that has everything connected.
What? Talking about Napster?
I'm talking about Apple.
Well, Napster was going bankrupt until in the 90s until Microsoft bailed them out.
And then what? Then who'd you go with?
Back then? I don't know. I was always like a PC guy. But I mean, that's what everyone was, really. So I guess, yeah, maybe.
That's all there was then.
Yeah, I guess that's true. Yeah.
You just
I guess
made the conversion.
You know what? You're right. Like, I haven't always been like the second tier guy because during that time, Apple was most definitely like a far away.
They were the
second.
far one.
Yeah, right.
You used to be on top of your game. I think if I could, let me dive deep into the catacombs of your life. I think that you started off strong as a fanboy of the number one system.
You're right.
And you became jaded.
You're right.
Over time.
And honestly, I didn't think about it until you just said that because I was a Nintendo fanboy.
Ooh.
Like I didn't
Makes sense.
I didn't do the Sega thing, right?
Makes sense.
I wasn't a Sega fanboy, I was a Nintendo fanboy.
Number one.
Yeah.
That would have been Apple of the day.
And then I kind of like I don't know, like around the PlayStation era, I kind of
became jaded.
Yeah.
You got jaded by staying with number one. Here's the difference. Here's the difference, Chris. Apple has been number one and never faded.
They did fade though.
When?
In the 90s.
And then who gives a fuck about the 90s? They didn't fade. That's when they sizzled up.
Yeah, they were about to go bankrupt.
That's the beginning of an empire. That's the beginning of an
empire. They didn't really turn around to the iPad.
It doesn't.
And honestly, I wasn't an iPad guy either.
Until now.
Not iPad. I said that wrong. iPod. iPod, yeah.
Yeah,
Because I thought it was ridiculous.
Yeah,
like,
yeah, we all did.
They're gonna lock you in this cage. You know, it's just MP3s, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Like, why can't I just like have
Like a lesser version
an
of the
MP3
real.
player and just like load whatever I want to?
MP3s were always a lesser version of the audio that you really wanted.
I mean, it depends on what you do.
Well, MP3 is a very lesser version of like the full sound. Because you're cutting off like 80% of the sound to get this small little clip or this small little bite.
So what is it outside of MP3?
Well,
We have MP4 now, but
MP4 is video.
Yeah.
You know, beyond MP3 used to be like a full audio file. A full audio file is not an MP3.
what was the full
MP3
audio
is
file?
compressed.
I don't know.
I mean, I wish I could remember this. We're going back 20 fucking years.
Yeah,
I can't remember stuff like this.
Out of the way, when the iPad or iPod was the thing, like I was like, why are they locking you into this box?
Yeah.
I would rather like open source, let me pirate my music,
Yeah.
you know, and load it onto whatever I want to, and let me listen to it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was similar to that, but
It-
more of
that sort of thing kind of like kept me off of jumping on the iPhone bandwagon.
yeah. That's terrible because
And then-
that's the worst thing because if you would have jumped on back then, you'd already be ahead of your time.
And when the iPhone came out, I didn't really have any like thoughts about it
I
at
didn't
all,
either.
really.
I didn't either.
But the branding for the Droid, like,
Was
caught
way
me.
better. Way better.
Yeah, so I was like, oh, that kind of drew me in, and then that was my first smartphone was the Motorola Droid.
Mine too. And I was the same as you. I was against Apple. It's like, fuck them. That's stupid. Like, I'm staying with Android. And then one day, I was just like, man, I'll fucking try an iPhone. Never go back. I would never.
Huh.
Nah, it's not even, never.
Yeah, like I feel like I could be more used to the phone than the iMac because like
But it's all the same.
messing with that iMac is like way different from a Windows machine.
Yeah.
And I say way different, that's a little hyperbolic, but like it does confuse me a little bit. I kind of want some more of this wild turkey.
Yeah, it's really good.
Really good. Just a little bit though. Yeah, so if you're like at a bar and it's basic stuff, it's there at the airport or whatever, you know, you have.
What do you mean at the airport?
Yeah. Like a bar that doesn't have a whole lot of variety.
You're out at the bar, and it's the airport, by the way.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's not a lot of options. Like, if you're at like a full bar, they have a lot of options.
But you're at the airport.
You're at the airport, there's a bar, but there's not a whole lot of options.
Okay.
They have Woodford.
Mm-hmm.
Woodford's kind of a go-to, right, in that situation, right?
Easy
Yeah,
drinker.
They'll have like a white label Jim Beam, Jack Daniels, Jameson, or something like that, you know, like... I mean, they'll have like your basic stuff, but then they'll have like a little Woodford, right? And then pick a Woodford. It's good to go.
But if they had Wild Turkey 101,
They have wild turkey.
you would pick
I
that
would pick that. Yeah.
over Woodford.
Yes.
Even the double oak.
Ooh. Now you're getting to a different price point.
Yeah, but they have the same. They have that. That's at the airport bar. What does Wild Turkey have to compare?
It's been so long since I had double oak. I don't know.
But if you're at an airport bar, why are you drinking bottom when you could just get the better?
Because it's expensive at the airport.
But if you're flying around the country, Chris, hold on.
Yeah.
Put yourself in a different mindset.
Okay.
You're wearing a suit.
Oh,
Okay. Tom Ford.
okay.
You got Tom Ford on. You got the glasses. You got the suit. You got the
Normally I drink beer at the
Fuck the
airport
beer.
bar.
Fuck the
but
beer.
anyway.
You got a $6,000 suit on. You're flying to Sicily. You're putting together a whiskey deal for the podcast.
Mm.
You got your beer. Your
Oh.
beard is trimmed. It's polished.
I'm gonna trim it next
You
month.
don't have a hat on.
Yeah.
You got the coiffed.
I'm going to a barber shop.
Coiffed
Actually.
hair.
What does coiffed mean?
Coiffed means it's just coiffed.
So it's like feathered?
It's just it's coiffed.
It's like
It's
what the fuck does that
think
mean?
of the word. Just think of the sound. It's just
I'm picturing
Chris.
Dwight Goodman from
Chris,
Dodgeball.
you're coming to me and I'm saying, Chris, this means something.
Quaffed?
I need you quaffed, and I need you there on time. And you're like, I know what there on time means. What's quaffed?
I don't know what quaffed means.
Forget it. So you show up in Sicily and you're like, oh, we get this podcast, my brother.
Yeah.
You're kissing people.
It's like The Godfather,
The
right?
Godfather.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Right? That's what it is.
What?
Yeah, that's it.
What were we talking about?
I don't remember. That's it. Yeah, that's all you get.
What?
That's all you get.
I'm trying to.
I don't either.
Hang on.
I don't remember.
Woodford.
Yeah.
Hang on. How did we get there?
Yeah.
Woodford Reserve.
Trust me, in
Airport bar.
editing, I'm going to be trying to piece this together. No,
Okay.
It's not going to make sense.
It's not going to make sense. I don't know what you're saying.
Money's
Between-
Okay, I can bring it back.
Money's
Here we
no
go.
option.
Here we go. I can bring it all back. I can bring it all back. You're sitting in the lobby at the airport.
Okay.
Money is no option.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
You're going to Sicily to meet somebody over a whiskey deal that they don't know what shit is because they're in Sicily. There's no Italian whiskey. They're literally only paying you to show up quaffed.
I was going to say there's no quaffed, but there is a quaffed.
They're only paying you to show up quaffed.
If money's no object, then I'll probably go with the double oaked because money's no object, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. But when is it not an object, right? It's
not?
always going to be there.
No,
right?
it's not.
Yeah.
That's your limited belief.
Yeah.
You're not going to Sicily showing up quaffed with a
First,
thinking, oh, money is...
First, if I'm going to Sicily, I'm not thinking whiskey. I'm thinking wine, I guess.
Yeah.
Like a wine.
Of course.
Yeah, right.
Of course.
Yeah.
But we're in a we're in a whiskey aged in an old Sicilian family wine
So I'm going to
barrel.
So I'm going to Louisville, Kentucky.
You're going to Sicily to buy a barrel
Okay.
of the most coveted wine ever to be produced. To bring the barrels back to Kentucky to say, yo, Jethro, I went over there all coiffed up and stuff, but look what I got us. And he's like, ooh, where'd you get these fine, fancy wine barrels? And you're like, don't worry about where I got them. Put some whiskey in these motherfuckers.
Quaffing aside, if money was no object, I would pick the double oak because it's more expensive.
Exactly.
And it's good.
If money was no object, you pick what's better.
Yeah.
You wouldn't pick what's more expensive, you pick what's better.
But usually, in like 90%, I mean, quaffing, if there's no quaffing involved, and
when you keep saying, I think you think quaffed is something different than what it actually is.
When you said quaffed, it was like hairstyle.
Yeah,
like,
but the way you're saying quaffing is like.
I'm just saying quaffed. I mean, I'm not really putting any definition.
Quaffing is when quaffing's not in the question. It's like grooming. You're talking about
quaffed
grooming.
is like frou-frou, is what I'm kind of getting at, I guess. Honestly, when you first said quaffed, I was thinking like Dwight Goodman in Dodgeball, Ben Stiller's character.
Yeah.
Like the feathered hair.
Yeah, it's quaffed.
That's quaffed? Okay.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
That's funny. That's very distinctive reasoning right there. Ben Stiller's character in Dodgeball is quaffed. Then you know what quaffed is, motherfucker. Don't act like you don't. I don't know what it is.
It's just another way of saying feathered.
Is it cold steel?
It's feathered. Cold steel.
Yeah.
Was it blue steel? That was
Blue steel.
Yeah,
Sorry,
blue steel. Yeah.
My bad. You know more than I do. What's quaffed? Blue steel? Yeah, right there. I don't know what quaffed is. I don't know what it is. What is quaffed? What is quaffed? Still, I'm gonna need a refill of 101 over there.
It's good, right?
I fucking can't get enough.
You keep saying 101.
I can't get enough.
You don't say the Evan
No,
Williams.
I don't want that Evan Williams.
You don't
I
want
No. All right, I'll try it. Here, give it here. I'll take the whole bottle. I'll bring it over here. I really don't. What did I give Evan Williams? Damn, I give this a 7.5.
Yeah.
So
it's 0.5 less. So it's probably good that you're going back to it.
But I haven't ranked the Wild Turkey yet.
No, you haven't actually. Or maybe you did. I thought you
Here,
did.
well, put me a little in my glass.
Jesus.
I hope we got that on video. That was a nice catch.
Maybe not.
That was a nice catch. Ooh, I forgot that Evan Williams had that zest.
Honestly, these two both of these actually are.
Alright, you're gonna have to get up this time.
Both of these brands are a road to alcoholism because of how good they are, and for the price point.
How long have you been drinking them?
Honestly, I bought the Wild Turkey 101. I'm not a huge, despite the podcast and everything, I'm not a huge drinker. But I've bought this bottle probably 4 times. And
Since
like ever. Like ever.
Since the podcast started?
No, like ever. And the Evan Williams probably twice. Yeah, twice.
So what you're saying is you're a full-blown alcoholic?
No, not at all, really.
No, the opposite?
Opposite, yeah.
I've never seen anybody wear those shell-toed Adidas that wasn't a full-blown alcoholic.
Really?
Yeah, really.
It's funny how you said shell toe too. I mean, I get it.
That's what they're called.
Yeah.
Is that the cult following? We're shell-toed. And you're like, wait, what are we?
I thought it was hard toe, but
Car toe?
hard toe. Hard toe. I don't know.
Shell toe.
I feel like I'll look it up. It does look like shell though.
Yeah.
More so than the classic. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, big time.
Yeah.
Chris, most people have never seen those shoes.
Really?
No.
Something unique.
Yeah. Sure.
Sure.
I'm saying most people alive today are young people. Because, there was, throughout history, there was a very even number. 50, 60, 70-year-old people.
Was there though? I don't think
Oh,
so.
yeah.
I think population graphs. Have you ever seen Peter Zeihan?
Who?
Peter Zeihan.
Peter Zeihan?
Yeah.
Hmm.
He's a guy on the internet
He's a guy on the internet
who talks about stuff.
who talks about stuff.
Geopolitics and all that.
The stuff that everybody talks about.
Yeah. And he has all those population graphs, and it shows, in the United States, how we're kind of, you got the baby boomers, so there's a lot of people,
Mhm.
and then you got Gen X, a little
Yeah.
smaller, and then you get millennials, it kind of blooms out again.
Yeah.
Gen Z kind of comes back. But in general, we're kind of most fairly even, kind of,
No.
give or sort of.
Because when you're generalizing from the early 1900s till now. You're not generalizing from the early
50s or so, but yeah.
Oh, even smaller.
Yeah.
But you're not generalizing from the 1200s to now.
No.
Because if you were, it'd be a solid, completely shafted,
What?
cut off.
There's a huge amount of people.
Yeah, from the 50s to now.
Yeah.
But from back then,
Or even industrial revolution, if you look at the population graph, industrial revolution.
Yeah, because you could automatically
population,
afford. You could automatically afford to raise a family of 10 people without owning a farm.
Yeah.
Where the only people that used to raise 10 or plus more children owned a farm.
Yeah, yeah.
Because you use your children for workers.
That's part of it. Lack of contraceptives, cultural endeavors, infant death, and stuff like that. Interesting thing, people think of, 1800s, 1700s, people, the average life expectancy was
40,
50 or 40 or something like
40
that.
something.
Most of that was actually due to infant mortality than it was to
brought that number down drastically.
than to how old you actually live.
Because people lived to their 80s.
Yeah, if you made it to adulthood, then typically you lived 60s,
If half
70s.
of the population made it to 100 and the other half of the population died at birth,
Yeah.
Your mortality rate would be 50 years old.
Exactly. It's like that.
Doesn't make sense.
Yeah, but most people think, life expectancy is 50. That means, you get to
people
50.
died young.
Yeah, exactly.
They worked hard and they died young.
Yeah.
But it's not the case.
Right.
What the reality is, people retired just like they do nowadays, but they didn't have to worry about having a pension because their family, they lived with the family.
The family took care of them.
Yeah, they lived with the family. They watched the kids while the parents did the.
Which honestly is my understanding. Of course, I've never been to Japan, but in Japan you get a lot of multi-generational families like living together,
That's all of Japan.
and yeah,
I think that way of living brings upon a certain way of respect for life. Because when you're watching the old generation go, and you have to respect, like, you have to take care of them, respect where they've been, they know more than you have ever known, and they're so vulnerable. Like, that gives you I don't know, an outlook on life that most people in the Western world don't have. Because we kind of shun that. We put people in homes, we disregard them, we say, oh, they're stupid, they're losing their mind, they're useless.
There's a middle ground, right? So like,
Where is the middle ground?
So
is it in America?
Okay, so hang on. So I want to agree with what you said. I like the idea, but at the same time,
Hold on, you like the idea of what?
I like the idea of like the respect and multi-generational, like living in the same house.
Everything we know is what came from.
Yeah, all that sounds great, but at the same time, I moved out of my house when I was 18 for a reason, because I wanted to live my own life, right? Mm-hmm. And I really haven't been back since. And the one time that I kind of did move back a little bit, it wasn't even for a day. So like,
yeah, but think about it from the opposite spectrum. If you were living that lifestyle you lived, but you had no respect for your elders, but if you had swapped that to everything you had ever learned came from your elders, and all you respected was what they taught you, you would want to keep that tradition going.
So that's something that I'm not familiar with. So.
I think that's because the American way of life is most young people disregard their elders as not knowing. They can't relate.
I sort of disagree a little bit, because I think that up until very recently, I think most people in America kind of had that sense of independence. Like, I want to live my own life and do my own thing and, like, live by my own volition and stuff like that. And I don't know if other cultures kind of had that. And I think the problem is that now, you do have more younger people kind of living with their older relatives, but not because they want to, but out of necessity.
Yeah, so here, that goes back to my whole
But if you were to take, I honestly think that it feels really terrible to say, but I feel like the best time to grow up is when we grew up. I think we had it all, right? No matter what your like circumstances, like individually, like we were able to have that sort of sense of independence and fun, and eventually like maybe get a house and stuff like that. We were able to kind of do these things, and what I'm trying to say, we were able to kind of do so much in such a short amount of time, and I don't think that it's like that for many other cultures, and it's not like that today.
I agree with you 100%. The only argument I would have is that during that time, me and you were completely free and abundant. But there's plenty of other people that weren't. Like Kevin, who were shut in. There's people today in 2024 that are abundant, growing. Their parents let them go live free, do your thing. I think that that's available in every single generation. But I think that we are aware that it's closed off to people we know. And that makes us feel like that was the last greatest generation. But I really do believe that if you were to look at it from the perspective of somebody who's living right now that's 16 years old, completely free, they're open and free, and their parents let them do whatever they want, which is like the life we lived. But we don't think that's available anymore because we're old and we're like, oh yeah, it was only good then. But there's somebody living that life right now that won't realize it until they're 30 something years old like us.
Yeah.
They're going to look back and be like, we lived the greatest generation. I think it's a mindset, Chris. I think that me and you were living in the mindset in our early teens and late teens that we were living in the greatest generation that ever happened. And I think that was just something that we chose to believe.
Honestly, I think that's just something that's got into my mind more recently than it has like back then. Because back then I didn't even really think about it.
Yeah, but here's the thing.
Like retrospectively.
If you wouldn't have thought about it back then, you would not be thinking about it now.
Yeah.
I think subconsciously back then you realized. But looking back on it, the only reason you know that is because the person you were 20 years ago was free.
Here's the thing. I always thought that there was a balancing act to life. Like, you can kind of like have everything in the moment, or you can like kind of pay for it a little bit later, or you can kind of like pay for it now and then like live later, you know? And there's kind of a balancing act that you're kind of doing. I've always thought that. And I feel like I was always conscious in those days of what I was trading off. Or at least like even I was conscious of it, whether or not I was like fully like aware and like able to say, okay, I'm gonna sacrifice this for something else. But at least I was always aware of it. I've always been that way.
That is interesting because back in those days I never really thought I was trading off for anything.
I always thought that there was a trade-off somewhere. For sure.
In that scenario, you would think that you were paying off your debt in your older age that you accumulated as a youth.
Yeah, almost. Like, that's
But if you were thinking about it, like just think about it like this for 2 seconds.
Okay.
If you were God and you created everything, you created humans, would you ever expect those people to think like that? Like, I'm trading off for something. Like, I'm doing this now, but I have to pay it forward. Or would you say, I'm living all out all the time because my Creator created me to live the most exceptional life that could exist?
That's interesting.
It is interesting, but think about it for 2 seconds.
It's hard to think about because
you wouldn't trade anything off. There would be no trade-off.
Yeah, I mean, because it's hard to say because I'm so invested in this hot idea of like balance.
Yeah, because that's your life.
Yeah. That's
your life. But disregard that. Take yourself away from that. Pretend you're the creator. Pretend you've created it. Pretend you've created everything that exists.
Watch out.
Pretend that you've created everything that exists. What would you want from your creation? You would not want them to be limited. No. You wouldn't.
Limited isn't a good word, though.
Okay, so replace it. Structured?
Structure? Yeah.
For what reason?
It's a good question.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You would have no reason.
Yeah,
and this is
it just seems like in everything. So like the greatest people that we can think of, you know, like Einstein or whoever, like name somebody, right? They've always had to sacrifice something to get, like. No,
that's your perspective. What did Einstein sacrifice to get where he was?
Family.
No. Yeah. That's not your that is your projection onto Einstein. What if Einstein never wanted a family? What if he didn't sacrifice that? What if that was his greatest achievement? To never have a family?
Yes, maybe. In that case, it all comes down to the perspective that you have.
It's always perspective. You can't have Einstein's perspective.
I guess it's true. I mean, at the end of the day, I don't want to presume to think that I know everything. but it feels like, from my observations, that there is almost like a bank that you have, and that you cash out some things to have a good time, and then you'll have to like refill that bank later.
What if
in
you
some
can go
kind
back,
of way?
What if you can go back to your childhood and realize that that bank didn't exist, and that God filled your bank 100% always, and you could never spend more than you had? Your whole entire life would be different, right?
I don't know. Like, especially when I was younger, I don't know.
But what if you didn't feel that way? What if you didn't feel you were depleting?
Like,
your
I started
worth?
feeling this way, like, I don't know, probably 17, 18 or something.
Yeah, because you felt like you were depleting your worth.
Yeah, it felt like I'm sacrificing this.
What if that didn't exist? What if you were abundant from the beginning and you never were going in a depletion, but you were always in an excess?
I feel like it'd be super wild.
No, you wouldn't. Would you really be super wild, or would
think
you
so.
been super connected? You don't know.
I mean, I don't know.
You don't know.
I mean, I'm assuming wild, but
You're assuming wild because you think ultimate freedom.
yeah.
But what would have happened is you would have ultimate congruency. You would have been connected 100%. You wouldn't have had the need to go wild because you would have been in congruency.
I don't think I would have thought like that back then.
Which is why you didn't have the
I
knowledge
think I would have just been wild.
Yeah, you were wild. You were wild. We were all fucking wild.
Yeah, I mean,
if we had this podcast 20 years ago, we would already have 10 million followers.
Yeah,
right?
if we had started this podcast like 20 years ago,
we'd be blowing up. We would literally be taking over the world. But luckily for us, we get to enjoy our alone time. I have a couple random, like Matthew McConaughey will be sitting there one day.
All right. Honestly, can Matthew McConaughey do any other role other than Dazed and Confused?
No,
Like, I don't
but
think he can.
I
know he was in Interstellar, but was he really?
I love that movie.
Dazed and
I'm
Confused.
addicted to Interstellar, but very equally addicted to Dazed and Confused. Matthew McConaughey, I would put my entire life stake on the fact that he is the person he played in that movie today.
Dazed and Confused.
He's that person.
It definitely seems
that
like
is
it.
who he is.
This is what it seems. Between Matthew McConaughey and Ryan Reynolds.
So Ryan Reynolds is a great actor. We'll have them both on.
Oh, of course.
You know, what we should do is have a Matthew McConaughey
Could do
Ryan
like
Reynolds episode.
We could do like a Mint Mobile versus Wild Turkey.
Yeah. Versus
Like,
Lincoln.
What's better?
Lincoln versus Mint.
Lincoln versus Mint Mobile.
Yeah. You know what's funny is we're laughing about
Well,
this.
what would you rather have?
Chris,
Mint Mobile, actually.
we're laughing about it, but it's actually going to be an episode.
Yeah, I mean, I was laughing at it because of like
Because we're going to have Ryan Reynolds and Matthew McConaughey in Greensboro, North Carolina in this house.
cell phone.
You're going to pick them up from the airport in your Camry, your $900 Camry. They're like, all right, where am I going? You'd be like, right here in this Camry, motherfucker. I'm taking you to Florida Street.
Here we
I'm
go.
going to take you to the ghetto. Wait, where are we going? It don't matter, Matthew. Shut the fuck up.
It's going to shock the shit out of them.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to write on the board and it's going to happen.
Okay.
I wrote Evan Williams Wild Turkey and this is happening.
Dude, we did that like 3 weeks ago.
Chris, I don't remember. You were like, oh yeah, we planned this
I
episode.
just went and bought it.
Bro,
I can't buy Matthew McConaughey.
you can't afford Matthew McConaughey?
I can't afford it.
I'm pouring some Evan Williams over here.
It would be funny if like the next episode we had cardboard cutouts.
No, what's really going to be funny is 20 years from now, you're going to be like, do you remember when I said I couldn't afford Matthew McConaughey? Yeah. Look over here. Matthew McConaughey's going to be like standing behind you like, hey.
He's good. All right.
You're like, yeah, he's
doing
my boy now.
Doing his thing.
What do you want to do? You want to poke him in the Eye? Poke him in the eye. I own him.
Who was Dak Shepard would be sweet too. Yeah, Dak Shepard has that crazy. What is it?
I love Dak Shepard.
Was it like a Regal or something? It's a wagon, whatever it is. But he's got like an LS2 in it or something. It's
I don't
crazy.
know what you're talking about. I like Dak Shepard, but
Yeah.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Really?
A car?
Yeah.
A wagon?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's got like a Caprice wagon or something.
Oh, Caprice wagon.
And he's got like a LS2 in it or some
Right.
shit.
You have to.
It's like souped up. It's pretty sweet.
We could have him on the show.
We could have
Reach out. Dax would be on this show. Dax would be on this show, Chris.
I mean, what's he doing?
No, he would.
What's he doing?
Yeah,
now?
he's doing
That's
nothing.
what he thinks.
He's doing nothing. Dax. Bro, come on the fucking show. We got an empty chair over here full of, it's got a fucking bottle of weed over here. Like, come on. We need you on the show. Chris, it's only a matter of time. Like, our viewers right now, we have 37 strong. I'm not going to lie. We got 37 strong.
We average, around 30.
Chris, it's only a matter of time before we have Dak Shepard on the show and people are like, oh, we knew it. We knew you guys were going to do this. How many episodes away are we from being at the number one?
Number one what?
Number 1% of podcasters in the world.
I mean, this is the 11th episode.
21 episodes.
So if what you're saying is true, that means 9 more. And again, every person's got a podcast.
Who gives a fuck? None of them are in the 1%.
It's true.
None of them.
That's why we gotta give them 1%.
When we hit 21 episodes, we're in the top 1%. Blue. Hit the blue one.
Hit the blue one?
No. That was not it. Yeah, red.
There
That's the
we
red
hit the
one.
buttons.
Hit the red one again.
I mean, I will say that what you should do is follow me on Twitter at MarginChris2000, where you can watch me live streaming my Fallout New Vegas playthrough. I just want to plug that real quick. So I've been doing that since Sunday.
Plug your bullshit all day long. Do it all day long. Follow him. Everybody go follow Chris. Blow his ass up.
I will, like I said it last episode, but the Fallout TV show is really good. Just check it out.
Yeah, we got it on the last
That's
episode.
That's why I started
People-
my New Vegas playthrough.
People do not follow us on
Good stuff.
YouTube to hear the same old bullshit, Chris.
Okay.
I'm just kidding. What's the next episode we're doing? Throw it out there. Tell the people we're doing.
I don't want to.
Tell them. Give it away.
I don't want to give it away.
If they've made it 2 hours,
I don't
give it
wanna
away.
Give it away.
Chris, if the people have made it 2 hours, give it away.
So first off, Daniel, up until today, has never had Spam. It's good, isn't it? Yeah, Spam's good.
Chris fried some Spam up on my stove.
It's good.
And it was
good.
exceptionally good.
It's good, yeah.
So tell the people what we're doing.
We're gonna take that Spam and turn it into glasses for some whiskey.
We're gonna do some Spam. We're gonna make some glasses. I'll see you later. Wait, what? What was the challenge? Give the challenge.
What was the challenge?
We were challenged to make whiskey glasses out of Spam.
Yeah, right. That's what I said.
I mean, it's kind of what you said.
Hey, that's what I
We're
said.
gonna make glasses out of Spam.
We're gonna take some Spam. We're gonna hollow it out. And we're gonna drink 15-year-old bourbon out of it.
What do they want? They want to see Bland's
They want Blanton's
and Spam.
in a Spam cup.
Okay.
Actually, they'd probably rather have Pepe Van Winkle, but we don't have that.
Pepe?
We don't have that kind of budget.
Pepe Van Winkle. It's Pepe.
We barely have the budget for Blanton's.
We don't have the budget to even put a fucking curtain over it. It's still daylight outside. Chris, is it not daylight outside
A little
still?
bit. And also, we don't have the budget for another microphone.
We didn't. Not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet.
But if you like it, share, subscribe.
Later. Are you ready? Is it over?
Yes, it's over.